In the headlines, bandits release 7 more kidnapped Abuja-Kaduna train passengers. Governor Lalong says he's proud to lead APC's Muslim ticket campaign. National Emergency Management Agency receives 13 Jigawa Kano returnees from Sudan. And away from Nigeria, new virus infects 35 people in eastern China. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashin Husseina Usman. We begin with security, where 7 more kidnapped passengers of the March 28 train attack in Kaduna State have regained freedom. The victims were released Wednesday morning after spending 135 days in custody of the terrorists. It is, however, not clear if any ransom was paid to the terrorists for their release. In a statement on Wednesday, Kaduna-based publisher Tukur Mambur, who negotiated the release of some of the passengers, said the victims were released after the intervention of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. 6 of the released hostages are members of the same family, which include a couple and their 4 children, who were released alongside a 60-year-old woman. Speaking to newsmen, one of the victims appealed for government intervention to secure the release of the remaining victims.
People are still out there with their families in the bush. They are left behind in terrifying condition with no food and water. I can give you their names. We are begging and asking for their rescue. We are seeking for forgiveness.
So far, 42 victims have regained their freedom, while 28 are still in captivity. In politics, the Director General of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Organization, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, has said that he remains a staunch Catholic despite his decision to accept to lead the Muslim presidential ticket. The governor said this Wednesday while fielding questions from State House reporters after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. He said that as a born, baptized and confirmed Catholic who has the highest award from the papacy, Knight of St. Gregory the Great, the Pope has not told him that it is wrong for him to lead the Muslim presidential campaign team. The governor, who flayed some Christian leaders asking him to reject the appointment because of the condemnations that trailed the APC Muslim ticket, said the selection was strictly a party affair and had nothing to do with religion.
Members of the press, well, I'm here this afternoon, I will always say in dual capacity, on behalf of the good people of Plateau State, and of course, now with the added responsibility as the chairman of the Director General of the campaign, Aswaju Bola Tinubu Kashim's campaign. The last time we were here was the endorsement by Mr. President. I was taken to Mr. President to be endorsed, and we came here straight. This time, in the last 1 week, I was also running to do some reappraisals, and part of it is always as the chairman of the campaign council. President is the chairman of the campaign council. I will also come regularly to brief him on certain things that are going on, certain things that we are planning. The other aspect of my visit to Mr. President is also to come and show him appreciation in the last few months, what he has done in Plateau State. In the last few months, we just even a week or two, we just got approval making University of Jos as a cancer center. I saw about 3-point-something billion approved and a special center for cancer. So it's not a small achievement. We had in the last few months, the president approved the establishment of an orthopedic center, orthopedic hospital, the only one in the North Central, and he approved Plateau State. He also approved the establishment of a federal medical center in Wase.
President Muhammadu Buhari has called on political leaders to stay focused and uphold the objective of promoting the interests of the country, saying Nigeria cannot afford another civil war. Buhari made the call on Tuesday in Abuja while receiving former state chairman of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change. The president stated that the self-centeredness that led to the loss of about 1 million lives between 1967 to 1970 must not be allowed to repeat itself, stressing that the CPC was founded on the bedrock of patriotism and loyalty to the unity of Nigeria. Chairman of the forum and former chairman of the party in Niger State, Umar Shaibu, said the CPC had maintained all its structures across the country and assured of their loyalty, especially in the forthcoming elections. Still in politics, members of the All Progressives Congress in Osun State who are loyalists of the Minister of Interior and former governor of the state, Rauf Aregbesola, say they're ready to end the crisis rocking the party. APC lost the recently concluded governorship election in the state to the PDP, which many attributed to the internal crisis of the party in the state. At a press conference in Oshogbo on Wednesday, factional chairman of the party, Razak Shalinshile, said Aregbesola met the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, for reconciliation before the July 16 election. He said APC candidate in the governorship election, Governor Adeboye Oyetola, delayed the reconciliation until the party lost the election.
That we will not yield this platform to political traders and vandals. We remain bona fide members of Osun APC. It is sad, at the same time, laughable to observe that Famodun reported in the last two paragraphs of his press conference text that Governor Oyetola has finally seen what we have been clamoring for in about 3 years now, and is now ready to restructure Osun APC. The duo of Governor Oyetola and Prince Famodun have definitely fulfilled their wishful mission to bring Osun APC down. It is often said in Yoruba that if you leave your mom's corpse to the care of a madman, he may end up roasting it for his dinner. The National Secretariat has a duty not to wait any longer. The wall of Jericho has fallen with Famodun's confession, and Osun APC should undergo immediate reorganization, rebooting, re-engineering, re-energizing for greater performances. I sincerely thank you all for taking time to listen. I voted APC, and where Oyetola, in the election, Oyetola was our candidate. I voted him. And thank you, and I won my local government for APC. What else are we saying? I come from Iwo local government. Go and check. Go and check. I won it. We learned he has a very big and strong ties with Osun State. I don't want to go into that. So he's our leader, he's our father, and he's our tribesman. And he's our presidential candidate. We don't have two presidential candidates in Yoruba land and in the party. So that one is a foregone conclusion. Very clear.
The coordinator of the Kano Territorial Office of the National Emergency Management Agency, Nuruddin Abdullahi, has said that the agency received 13 Nigerians from Sudan. The returnees arrived at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport Tuesday aboard an Ethiopian airline aircraft. Abdullahi noted that the returnees were brought back through the International Organization for Migration Initiative on Migrants Protection and Reintegration and the European Union under the Assisted Voluntary Returnees Program. The returnees include 5 female adults and 8 children, comprising 3 female and 5 male from Jigawa and Kano states. The returnees were given food, toiletries, blankets, mosquito nets, pampers, and clothes each. Drivers in the Federal Capital Territory have been called upon to adhere to traffic rules and regulations to curb the menace of bad roads occasioned by vehicular infractions. The Supervisory Councillor on Special Duties in Abuja, Emmanuel Inyang, made the call while speaking at the AMAC headquarters in Abuja. The report.
That the call became necessary, especially during the rainy season, where drivers are fond of creating diversions to ease movement, thereby disrupting traffic flow. Inyang added that drivers that refuse to adhere to the road rules and regulations will be fined from 50,000 naira upward, depending on the offense of the driver.
We place more emphasis on the rural areas than the city. The reason is that the Federal Capital Development Authority most times are in charge of the cities. We decide most times to put infrastructures in the interland, most especially where the FCT administration will not be able to get closed. And that is where the populace, the masses, are residing. And for us as a council, we believe that those in the satellite town already are enjoying all the goodies that is coming out of the Federal Capital Territory Development Authority. So it is beacon on us that there are a very large crowd of persons who are in the satellite towns, who are in the local areas.
The councillor on special duties, who said Abuja Municipal Area Council will continue to monitor the activities of road users in the FCT, also revealed that AMAC will broaden its operations and collaborate with other NGOs and agencies to achieve set objectives. A cross-section of drivers who spoke on the deplorable condition of the road said it is disheartening to drive on the road, especially during the rainy season.
The road is very, very bad, and it's not even accommodating cars. Moreover, if it rains at all, before you even be thinking of even bringing your car outside. Instead of that, you rather drop your car and then take a bike. And at times, if the bike man is not even careful, you just slip and fall. So I feel the government should just come to the aid of the people in this area so that at least they can actually walk on the road.
I feel sad. It's terrible actually, because definitely it creates pothole, and then it ends up spoiling your car and even soiling at the end of the day, and then you end up going to a mechanic and washing it at the end of the day. So it's not actually good. So we actually seek for all the organizations that are responsible to come and help us fix it.
The motorists called on government as a matter of urgency repair the bad portion of the road to ensure free flow of movement. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In crime, the Nigerian Copyright Commission and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have renewed their partnership in the fight against organized crimes, including drug trafficking and copyright piracy. Chairman and Chief Executive of NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, and Director General of NCC, John O. Asian, disclosed this during the visit of the NCC management to the NDLEA headquarters in Abuja. The chief executives noted that drug trafficking and copyright piracy were inimical to national development. They expressed concerns that criminal activities adversely affects the youth in particular and destroys the country's creative resource. Marwa further stressed that they are collaborating because the drug scourge and piracy both require collaborative efforts. You're watching Trust News Update, coming up after the break. Rendered homeless after ravaging flood. Do stay with us.
to every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Here's a look at some of our top stories. We told you that bandits released 7 more kidnapped Abuja Kaduna train passengers. We also heard that Governor Lalong says he's proud to lead APC's Muslim ticket campaign. Moving on to more news, a 60-year-old man identified as Malam Bala and his son Sanusi Bala, 35 years, have died in a well in Sabangaram Bauchi in Wudil local government area of Kano State while draining water from the well. The public relations officer of the State Fire Service, Saminu Abdullahi, who confirmed the incident in a statement on Wednesday, said the tragedy occurred on Tuesday morning. Abdullahi said they had received an emergency call from Wudil Fire Station at about 11:30 a.m. from one Ismaila Idris that 2 men had been trapped inside a well, and they immediately dispatched a rescue team to the scene. The statement noted that the victims were brought out of the well unconscious and later confirmed dead. It added that their corpses were handed over to Inspector Felix Gowok of Wudil Model Police Station. He attributed the cause of the incident to lack of oxygen. Flood has rendered many homeless in Dawaikin Kudu local government area of Kano State. More than 6,000 people have been displaced by flood in the state. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Dibrin reports from one of the villages that experienced the devastating effect of the flood.
Well, this is one of the hundreds and thousands of houses located around this area that were destroyed by floods and windstorm. Now, according to these people, these houses, there are a total of 8 rooms. All those rooms have been destroyed by the flood. And the owner told us that he has nowhere to sleep. What he does is that his family will come here in the morning, they will cook and do whatever they want to do. And then in the night, they will go out. There is a small mosque here. That's where they used to sleep. And this is what's happening with most of the villagers around this community. Most of their houses have been destroyed. And we visited another house around here. 15 rooms have also been destroyed by the flood and windstorm. So you can see most of their properties outside. They have nowhere to keep them. They're just keeping them outside. These are other properties of the people. They're just keeping them outside. They have nowhere else to go. They said some couple of people were injured during the flood. And now they are just waiting for government to come to their aid. They don't know when that will happen, but they are still waiting for government to come and assist them. Remember the last time I spoke with the Executive Secretary of Kano State Emergency Management Agency, he told me that a total of 6,417 people were displaced by the floods and windstorm across Kano State, and that over 500 million naira was lost as a result of floods in Kano State. And mark you, these are only the recorded cases. There are those who have not reported to the authorities. They are somewhere and they are scattered across many parts of Kano State. Now, people here say with their personal effort, they have done personal effort to see how they can be able to prevent the flood from entering their houses, but it overpowered them and eventually destroys all they have. So at the moment, these people are asking on government to come to their aid, to provide whatever types of assistance they can get, because at the moment they are trying to repair what remains of their homes so that they can be able to put their family together.
The Zamfara state government has officially flagged off the commencement of access to free healthcare services to 34,000 less privileged and vulnerable persons across the 147 wards in the state. The governor, Bello Mohammed, who inaugurated the program at Talata Marafa local government area of the state, said it is part of his administration's determination to provide quality and access to healthcare services to all categories of residents of the state. The report.
Accessing healthcare services is a big deal to residents of Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria, especially those in rural communities. This is due to the security challenges currently confronting the state, where many rural communities have been sacked. The flag-off of the free healthcare services to 34,000 pregnant women, children under the age of 5, and victims of banditry activities will bring huge relief to the beneficiaries. The state's Deputy Governor, Hassan Nasiha, who represented Governor Bello Mohammed at the event, said the state government had approved 1% to the State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency as equity fund for the vulnerable groups and matching grant for the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, BHCPF, in order to strengthen the state healthcare system in the state.
As we are all aware, ladies and gentlemen, access to affordable healthcare continues to be a challenge for most households due to high level of poverty and significant reliance on out-of-pocket expenditure. Hence, health insurance population coverage throughout the country has remained low. This challenge caused most states of the Federation to domesticate the NHIS based on their religion and traditional value system and other peculiarities.
The State Commissioner for Health, Aliu Abubakar, said the present administration will not relent in its effort until residents of the state enjoy access to quality health services.
The Basic Healthcare Provision Funds was established under Section 11 of the National Health Act as the principal funding vehicle for the basic minimum package of healthcare, and at the same time striving to increase the physical space and overall financing to the health sector.
The Executive Secretary, Zamfara State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency, Dr. Abdul Qadir Shinkafi, disclosed that the program is to cater for the vulnerable population, which includes pregnant women, children under the age of 5, the aged, people living with disability, and internally displaced persons in 147 wards in the state.
Your Excellency, today's occasion marks another milestone in the state health sector reforms where vulnerable populations across the state have access to affordable and qualitative healthcare services owing to your total commitment, interest, continuous support to the agency since its establishment. These beneficiaries will access healthcare in the NHIS accredited healthcare facilities ranging from comprehensive health centers, primary health centers, and general hospitals to provide primary and secondary services across the state.
Some beneficiaries of the health intervention appreciated the Zamfara state government's desire to provide free healthcare services in order to improve their well-being.
12 trucks of parboiled rice smuggled into the country have been intercepted by the Nigerian Customs Service. The Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, Ikeja, on Tuesday said the consignment was smuggled in from neighboring Benin Republic. Acting Area Comptroller of the Anti-Smuggling Unit of the service, Hussein Ejibunu, said the duty paid value of the contraband was 537.5 million naira. He said that officials of the NCS also collected 24.5 million naira revenue through meticulous checks on import documents, in addition to the issuance of demand notices to importers and agents found to have underpaid their duties. The seizures made also include 34,725 liters of petrol, 39 bales of used clothes, and 225 used tires, among others. On the foreign scene, scientists are tracking a new animal-derived virus in eastern China that has infected at least several dozen of people. The discovery was highlighted in a letter written by researchers from China, Singapore, and Australia and published in the New England Journal of Medicine this month. The novel Langia henipavirus was found in 35 patients in the Shandong and Henan provinces. Many had symptoms such as fever, fatigue, and a cough. They are thought to have contracted the virus from animals, though no evidence so far if it can be transmitted among humans. Researchers detected the virus predominantly in shrews. Other related henipaviruses have also been found in shrews as well as bats. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.